Novak Djokovic's time at Wimbledon is over after he lost in the semi-finals. The world's #1 player, Jannik Sinner, gave a strong performance, winning in straight sets 6-3, 6-3, 6-4. Sinner, who is very calm and in control, will now be in the Wimbledon final for the first time, where he will play against the defending champion, Carlos Alcaraz. This means that for the first time since 2017, Novak Djokovic will not be in the men's singles final at Wimbledon. Djokovic struggled from the beginning, clearly slowed down by the injury he got in his last match, which affected his movement and his shots. Sinner took advantage early, breaking Djokovic's serve in the third game of the first set and immediately putting the Serbian star in a tough spot. Djokovic's normally solid forehand was clearly off, and even with some strong serves, he couldn't stop Sinner's good run. After a long game at 5-3, Sinner won the first set with an important break. The second set saw Sinner control the game even more, breaking early to lead to 2-0 and keeping the pressure on the whole time. Djokovic only managed to win a few points when Sinner was serving. And although Sinner missed a chance to win the set at 5-3, he stayed in charge on his own serve between the second and third sets. Djokovic got treatment from the physical therapist and showed a short comeback, breaking Sinner's serve to go up 3-0, but Sinner quickly found his rhythm again, answering with 2 breaks of his own and winning 5 games in a row to take a 5-3 lead. Djokovic fought hard, but the difference in their form was clear. Sinner's aggressive playing from the baseline and his improved strength were the key as he won on his 4th match point to get the victory and a place in the final. This win shows Sinner's growing confidence and his ability to challenge the pater, and ability to challenge the best players on the biggest stages. Sadly, it was hard to imagine an aging Djokovic making a comeback after the bad fall in his last match made him land so awkwardly. But Djokovic did not want to take away from Jannik Sinner's great performance. Djokovic said, "I had a pretty big problem with my body. It wasn't a good feeling on the court, but I don't want to talk about the injury too much. I want to congratulate him on a great game. He was too strong. I am disappointed that I couldn't move the way I hoped and wanted to." His struggle with movement and timing was clear during the match. But Djokovic's respect for Sinner's playing level never changed. When talking about his recent injuries and current shape, Djokovic was honest about the part that age and years of playing have had. "I don't think it's bad luck, but age. The body feels everything that has happened. The reality has hit me like never before in the last year and a half, to be honest." He thought about how hard it is to play his best in long, tough matches, explaining, "This year, it's hard for me to play in 3 sets, let alone 5. The longer a tournament lasts, the tougher it is for me. I get to the semifinals. I play with Sinner and Alcaraz, and they are fresh and sharp while I start the match with half a tank of gas. That's how it is. I have to accept it and deal with reality." Even with this loss and the frustration it brings, Djokovic is still hopeful and motivated. "I hope this is not my last match at the center court. I would like to come back at least one more time," he said, showing his desire to keep playing at the highest level. Even though he has not won a Grand Slam this year or last year, Djokovic confirmed he is still committed to playing his best on the biggest stages. "I am doing my best to prepare to play at the slams as well as I can. Although I did not win the slams this year and last year, I still think that I play the best there. I care about them the most." Looking forward, Djokovic knew the challenges he faces and the work he has to do. "I have to think about everything, talk to the team and the family. Let's see what the schedule will be, how we will train. I don't know what I can do differently because of how much effort I put in every day. I can challenge anyone in that way on the tour, but lately, haven't been rewarded for it in the final stages of slams. But I have been rewarded for that for a long time. I got a lot from God in my life and in my career. It would be wrong, too. Complain about injuries now. I was fit for so long, had an amazing career. Now I'm trying to make the most of what I have left. I'm disappointed and upset, not because I lost. I wasn't the favorite even if I was fit, but I think I would have had a good chance. At the net, after the match, the good sportsmanship between Djokovic and Sinner was clear. Djokovic said that Sinner said sorry to him because he felt bad. Djokovic said that there's nothing to be sorry for, as Sinner has been the best in the world in the last year and a half, and he wishes him luck in the final. Now, with Djokovic out of Wimbledon, many are asking what's next for the Serbian legend. Can he still play with the very best? Or is this a slow, unavoidable end to one of tennis's greatest careers? Watching the semifinal, it was clear that Djokovic's movement was hurt, especially in the last set. His speed and quickness, key parts of his game, were clearly weaker. He confirmed this himself after the match, saying, "I wasn't thinking about not playing at all. I didn't feel so bad that I couldn't stand on my leg. Yesterday, I couldn't practice, but in the warm-up, it felt good, all things considered." Still, it was uncertain how his leg would feel during the match. Djokovic explained that in the early parts of the match I played from one spot. I didn't run around too much. But as the first set went on, the injury started to affect me. Already in the middle of the first set, there were several harder movements, especially on my forehand side where I had to push off. I felt it getting worse there. What started as pain he could handle soon got worse, and even though he played well for the first 6 or 7 games, the limits of his body became impossible to ignore. It was a small but clear change. The player who had been the best at movement and covering the court for years was now limited by his body being more fragile. He was realistic, but hopeful about his recovery. "I don't believe that this can take me off the court for too long. Unfortunately, I've had these kinds of injuries recently, and I managed to come back really quickly. I think that at the US Open, I can get myself to the best level that I can play at." This positive outlook shows Djokovic's lasting strength and hard work, qualities that have powered his success for 2 decades. But Djokovic was also honest about the deeper challenges of getting older and the wear and tear from an amazing career. The body feels everything that has passed. The reality has hit me like never before in the last year and a half, to be honest. It's hard to accept because I feel and have proven that I can still play very well when I'm fit and fresh. This statement is very telling. It shows 2 different realities. On one hand, Djokovic's skills and mental strength are still there. On the other, his body can't last as long, especially in the very tough best-of-5 set Grand Slams. Looking ahead, Djokovic also said he was unsure about his future plans. "Now that I have just left the court, it is hard for me to see the bigger picture and to think about plans for the next few months or for the year. I am doing my best to prepare to play at the Slams as well as I can. Although I did not win the Slams this year and last year, I still think that I play the best there. I care about them the most." His focus on Grand Slams shows he is still motivated to play at the highest level despite the problems. The emotional weight of this moment is clear when he admits, "I'm in quite a bad mood to talk about anything." But his love for the game and care for his body have not changed. "I dedicate a lot of time to my body. I don't do it just because I have to, but I also see it as a way of life, that healthy life. I love that wellness world. I'm always open-minded, curious to try some new things that can take my body and mind to a higher level." This shows Djokovic's ability to change and try new things, which is important for any athlete trying to make their career last longer. In the end, Djokovic faces a harsh reality that many athletes face as they get older. The gap between skill and physical ability gets wider, and recovery becomes tougher. Yet, his mindset is still focused on getting the most out of what he has left, saying, Now I'm trying to make the most of what I have left. I'm disappointed and upset, not because I lost. I wasn't the favorite, even if I was fit, but I think I would have had a good chance. Unfortunately, Djokovic's honest words only confirm the reality of his performance and physical state in the semifinal. Maybe for the first time, it seriously looks like he will not come back from this. And while a lot of the focus of this match went to Djokovic's physical condition, we must not downplay Sinner's game. With this win, he tied Nadal for the most wins in a row against Djokovic at 5, losing only one set to the Serb since their match in Shanghai in 2024. With this win, he also became only the 4th player to beat Djokovic on clay grass and hard courts after Nadal, Federer, and Andy Murray. Sinner broke the record for the youngest player to reach 4 straight men's singles finals at Grand Slam events. These stats confirm what we all already know. Sinner is a very talented and steady player. But the same can be said for Alcaraz too. In fact, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are just the 2nd pair in the Open era to meet in the men's singles final at both Wimbledon and Roland Garros in the same season, after Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal almost 10 years ago. The Wimbledon final will be a huge and exciting match you have to see. Will Alcaraz continue his winning streak against Sinner, or will the Italian get revenge? Many things are unknown, but one thing is for sure. The Wimbledon final will represent modern-day tennis and the future of tennis.